Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna.
Krishna Krishna.
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama.
Rama Rama.
Rama Rama.
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Oh, look at that. Thank you. Very kind devotee. Yes, okay. So devotees, here we are. Here we are again. Again and again. And again. And this evening we are continuing the discussion on the Govardhan Leela. So, we have a harmonium player. Is it?
Yeah, we've got two devotees.
Sorry?
We've got a few devotees who can play harmonium.
Really? What an opulence. Is he one of them? I see. Are you one of them? Hare Krishna. Ramaya is one of them? Is he really? All right. Let's just have a look here. Oh, isn't Jagannatheshwari one of them?
Yes.
Harmonium player. Do you mind? I'll try and sing, but someone would have to give me cartels. Oh, thank you. Oh, and this is a harmonium player. Acha. Really? Hare Krishna. And what is your good name, Prabhu? Keshav. Aap kahan se?
My parents are from India, but I was born in Germany actually, and then we moved here.
In Germany?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Ein bisschen, yes. Yeah.
Okay. Right, so now, devotees, let me just try to see where we are here. So we've got our harmonium player, we've got a mridanga player, and could I have one of these little cushions or something, please? Thank you very much. No, that's fine. Thank you. Jaya Radhe, Jai Krishna, Jaya Vrindavana, Shri Govinda Gopinatha, Madana Mohan. Krishna, Jaya Vrindavana, Shri Govinda Gopinatha, Madana Mohan. Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Kalindi Jamuna Jaya Jaya Mahabha Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Kalindi Jamuna Jaya Jaya Mahabha Jaya Radhe, Jai Krishna, Jaya Vrindavana, Shri Govinda Gopinatha, Madana Mohan. Jaya Radhe, Jai Krishna, Jaya Vrindavana, Shri Govinda Gopinatha, Madana Mohan. Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Kalindi Jamuna Jaya Jaya Mahabha Radha Kunda Govardhan Ishtamishtavad Paramahansa Parivrajacharis Tadistasi Samad. His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki. ISKCON Samstapakacharya Srila Prabhupada Ki. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki. Shri Shri Pancha Tattva Ki. Sankirtan Yagya Ki. ISKCON Newcastle Sunderland Yatra Ki. Go Premanande. All glories to this, humble devotees. All glories to this, humble devotees. All glories to this, humble devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So Hare Krishna devotees, make yourselves comfortable, Betiye up, and we will continue with our program. I think you're all well aware by now that we are doing a bit of a seminar. It's fairly in-depth. It could be more in-depth, but we have 3 nights, so we're trying to fit everything in. About Govardhan Hill and the whole Govardhan Leela. So it's very wonderful and very special. And we are continuing this evening. And I don't know what happened, but with our Chaitanya Vallabha Prabhu, but anyway, I guess he's around. It's all right, don't worry, just relax.
He's going to be here soon. Delayed a little bit.
I see, okay.
Oh, okay.
That's all right. It's okay. Because, you know, one thing, I don't know if you're aware, but I have on this computer a number of pretty interesting digital slideshows, including one on Govardhan Parikrama. Yeah. And I mean, we could, one of the evenings, whenever it may be, over the weekend or next week or something, we could possibly show one. I mean, I don't know exactly what the program will be for like over the weekend, etc. But anyway, as far as I'm concerned, I have them and we could show them.
We could do that on the Sunday program.
Possibly Sunday program. You have a projector, because...
We've got a big TV behind the banner.
Oh, okay.
So you can project from your computer to the big TV.
And you bring the TV down, is it? Or you keep it up?
It's up, like it's really behind you so everyone can see it.
Okay.
Yeah. On the
TK. Oh, I see. Anyway, I'll leave it with you all. You are the authorities here. I'm just your humble servant. But if you want, you know what I've got? I've got Govardhan Parikrama. I've got, what have I got? Varshana and the villages of the Astasakis. I've actually got Badrinath and Kedarnath, would you believe? That's something different. And 1 or 2 others. I'd have to just check and see which others I've got, but, you know, it's interesting. It's very interesting. Anyway, think about it. And here he is. Hare Krishna. We were just talking about you and you walked in. Means you're going to live to be 100.
I thought he was speaking of the devil and the devil appears.
No, we're speaking of the devotee. Did I show one of those slideshows before when I was here?
Not in Newcastle.
Not here.
No.
Okay. Anyway, you think about it and see what you'd like. I was just saying, Chaitanya Vallabha Prabhu, Haribol, I have a number of digital slideshows, PowerPoint type things, about different places like, well, Govardhan. Govardhan is one of them. Govardhan Parikrama, Varshana, the villages of the Astasakis, Badrinath, and Kedarnath in the Himalayas. And there's one or two others, can't remember offhand, but if it was, if you'd like, we could show one sometime.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Sure, something different, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. Each one takes about an hour. Like the one of Govardhan, if I remember correctly, it's sort of between 300 and 400 pictures. Fairly substantial. Anyway, so you think about it and we'll see what we can do. Yes, okay, but anyway, this evening we're continuing with our little, examination of the whole Govardhan Leela. So let us begin by chanting some prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So Hare Krishna. Yes, well, let me just chant a few more prayers. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschacha Deshatarane Vanchkalpaturubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Padidanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadha Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yes, so there we were, devotees and friends, there we were, under Govardhan Hill with Lord Krishna. And we just went under the hill. The hill just went up. And we just went under right in the last few minutes of our program last night. So we are under the hill. It's just sort of the earlier stages of the pastime. And there we are, we're under the hill. So there are interesting descriptions that when Krishna actually lifted the hill, then some rocks fell off all the sides around. And what this did a very interesting thing. These rocks formed a natural wall which stopped the rain from coming in. Just see. And inside, there was a great valley lit by self-effulgent jewels. The floors were embedded with touchstones. And the whole area under the hill, and this is a big area, we're talking of kilometers by kilometers, that the whole area under the hill was divided into different areas which were something like rooms. And, outside, of course, there's this massive storm going on. It's just really something spectacular, to put it mildly. It's really extreme. But inside, under the hill, life was good. It was very nice. Oh, yes. And there were gentle, pleasing breezes blowing through the different areas underneath the hill. And under the hill, there were luxuriant fields of rich green barley all around, mixed with pastures of beautiful grasses where the cows were able to very happily graze. And this is all just, as soon as Krishna lifted the hill up, there were all these things. And then in different areas under the hill, here and there were lakes full of crystal clear water. Here and there, yes. And, amazingly clear water. And Govardhan was ecstatic, overcome with ecstasy, and he expanded in size so that all the living entities in Vrajmandala could fit underneath. And outside, as we mentioned and as you're aware, this massive storm was going on. It's beyond massive, it's just, it's literally enough to destroy the universe even. And many thunderbolts, bolts of lightning just crashing down and smashing down onto the hill, the top of the hill, there under the hill. But now on top of the hill, there are these hundreds of thunderbolts just pounding down, hurled by envious Indra. And so the hill, Govardhan himself, felt those thunderbolts to be like offerings of soft flowers. So there's all these situations, and it's just very amazing. And of course, in a general sense, they all went under there. They were all there for 7 days, 7 nights. And no one ate, no one drank, no one slept, and no one felt like they wanted to sleep or lie down. Everyone was there, and they're just looking at Krishna. And they were feasting. Like we said, they didn't eat, they didn't sleep, they didn't drink. They just sustained themselves by looking at Krishna, just drinking his love through their eyes and being sustained by his love. So what a situation. It's just truly, completely supernatural, to say the very least. So anyway, so there they are, and things are just going on. But anyway, let's just see what things were going on. So, well, you know, we mentioned the other day, remember the first day, I guess, that everyone was just looking at Krishna. And including the gopis. And you remember we gave the demo, do you remember? The sidelong glance demo. We will not give it again because it's very high level. But yes, so normally that's all the gopis can do, Radharani and her gopi friends. All they can do is just do some of these really quick sidelong glances so their parents don't see them, that they're looking at Krishna momentarily, even just, for a flash. So, but now everyone's just looking at Krishna, and they did nothing other than look at Krishna 24 hours a day for the 7 days, 7 days, 7 nights. So the gopis also were just looking at Krishna. Yes. And there's a little passage here that as Srimati Radharani saw, as we mentioned, I think was it the first evening, anyway, one of the two, that the men, the Nanda Maharaj and company, they're trying to hold the hill up on their sticks, which didn't work well. So, yes, as she saw this happening, Srimati Radharani, whose face outshines the full moon, she covered her head with her cloth. Yes. And she looked shyly at the ground, scratching the ground with her toes. This is all very transcendental. Then, unseen by anyone, and even unseen by her intimate gopi friends, the Sakhis, the Manjaris, and so on, she secretly, from under her sari, beamed a sweet, gentle smile at Krishna. And when Krishna saw that, he just felt like he was bathed in a shower of nectar. So, yes, amazing and wonderful things are happening. See, ladies, you should note this. This is one of the benefits of keeping your sari, instead of just having it around your shoulders to keep your shoulders warm, Hare Krishna, but if you keep it over your head, you can do all sorts of strategic things. You can look at Krishna without anyone noticing that you're looking at Krishna, without your parents noticing. So yes, keeping the sari over the head is actually very advantageous. And you've probably noticed, if you've been to the Vrindavan area, you would have noticed that the older, not older, but not young ladies, the married ones particularly, they keep their sari over their face, right over and down to sort of down beneath the neck, like the top of the chest. But notice one thing, they never walk into anything by mistake. They're able to see through the sari, but you can't see them through the sari. So the gopis, though, Different things were going on under the hill. This was one thing, but the gopis then noticed what Radharani was doing. And so they cautioned Radharani, please don't shoot the arrows of your sidelong glances at Krishna now. You can do it later. If you do it now, he may become bewildered and become weak. And he may not be able to hold the hill. He may drop the hill, and that will be problematic. And even if he sees your eyebrows dancing, when you look at him, his body may start shivering with love, and the mountain may fall from his hand. Yes, so, this is a very important part of the pastime, that Krishna is influenced, affected by the glances of the gopis. Even the very quick sidelong ones, when so fast their parents can't even notice. You may have read in Nectar of Devotion, Srila Prabhupada mentions how Krishna, whenever he sees the gopis, he becomes affected and he starts becoming bewildered and overwhelmed. And sometimes, if he's carrying something and he sees the gopis coming and looking at him, then he may drop what he's carrying. If he's talking, suddenly he may start talking like very strange. Like we say sometimes, double Dutch. Yeah, just blah, 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 blah. Sort of, some nonsense. Because he's just so affected by the presence of the gopis. Sometimes he may turn around and walk into the wall. Because he becomes bewildered by the love of the gopis. So you may have read there in Nectar of Devotion, Prabhupada describes how Krishna, having this sort of thing, these types of things happen on a number of occasions. And of course the gopis, what they do when they see Krishna being affected like this, they laugh at him. They think it's a good joke. So Krishna decided one day, that's it, had enough. From today on, I am going to be together. I am going to be cool, Mr. Cool. As cool as a cucumber. And let Radharani come, let the gopis come, just let them come, no problem. I will not be affected. From now on, just wait and see. So he made his mind up like that. This is mentioned in Nectar of Devotion. So there he is now, Krishna is milking the cows. He's milking the cows. And suddenly he says, whoops, here they come. They're coming again. It's Radharani and the gopis. But then he remembered, no, I will not become affected. I will be cool. I'll be super cool. And let them come. What does it matter? I'll just continue milking the cows here. So Krishna continued milking the cows. And the gopis came by. And this time they saw him like he's together. He's not become bewildered, confused or something like that by the power of their love. So they were quite surprised. But then suddenly, and Krishna seeing them not laughing at him, Krishna felt, yeah, just see, I got it together. But suddenly the gopis, Radharani and the gopis, just burst out laughing. And Krishna thought, what happened? I'm cool. Why are they laughing at me? Something's wrong. What are they laughing at me for? And then Krishna noticed, Nectar of Devotion says, Krishna noticed that now, instead of milking a cow, he was milking a bull. And Krishna thought, oh no, did it again. So the pastimes are going on like this. So yes, don't look at him. His body may start shivering. He may drop the mountain on top of us. And like this. So that's one of the things that was happening, like special things happening as this whole pastime is unfolding. Another thing is that Madhu Mangal noticed that Mother Yashoda was in anxiety. My poor little boy, my delicate little boy, he's even younger than Nikunj. So he's very delicate, and he's younger than Abai also. But he has to hold this whole hill. And at that point, they didn't know for how long. So, my poor little boy, how's he going to do that? And she was talking to her lady friends about this. And Madhu Mangal, Krishna's funny Brahmin friend, he heard this. And Madhu Mangal, he's Brahmin, but he's a real character. He is such a character. He is very self-assured, like self-confident. You have a problem, don't worry, I'm here. I'll sort it out, it's okay. So he saw that Mother Yashoda was in anxiety. And he spoke to her and he said, listen, my dear Queen of Vrindavan, are you not aware? Are you not aware that this hill is sitting on Krishna's lotus hand by the power of my mantras and my Brahminical Shakti? So, don't you know that? So therefore, my friend Krishna is just effortlessly holding it up. He's in no pain or discomfort at all. So just relax. Just relax, Mother Yashoda. Nothing to worry about. Have no fear. Madhu Mangal is here. And he's a poet, and he doesn't even know it. So, things like this were going on. And as Srimati Radharani was looking at Krishna, then tears like strings of pearls were glistening in her eyes as she looked at him. And she was just feeling so happy because now she can just look at him. And she doesn't have to worry. Is Dad going to see me? No problem. She's just looking at Krishna. But she thought to herself, she felt she had attained the most priceless treasure. And she thought, oh Providence, you are pathetic. You never have the intelligence to know what to do and what not to do. Providence, The only time I'm able to look without interruption at my beloved is a time when he must hold up a great mountain with his hand. So come on, Providence. What do you think you're doing? You don't really know what to do. Then Srila Rupa Goswami says that Purnamasi, who is Yoga Maya actually in Vrindavan, and who is managing the pastimes. So Rupa Goswami says that Purnamasi says, when Krishna lifted Govardhan Hill, the hearts of all the gopis burned with pain, thinking that Krishna must be carrying a heavy burden. And at the same time, they became filled with happiness to see their beloved continuously, day and night. In this way, the gopis' hearts were inconceivably divided in two. Great anxiety and great happiness. And Jiva Goswami makes the point. Ananta Shesh, this is from Gopal Champu, Ananta Shesh with his 1,000 mouths, describing for 7 kalpas, cannot complete the glories of Krishna's pastime of holding the mountain for 7 days and nights. If a poet quickly tries to describe this in a few verses, devoid of poetic ornaments. Thank you. Now that's very good. Thank you for that. She is demonstrating, you see. When we chant, we have to chant like that. You get it? If you didn't have the demonstration, you wouldn't really know what to do, but that's what we got to do. We got to chant in that sort of mood. Like a child crying for the mother. So Jiva Goswami's point is that Ananta Shesh, with his 1,000 mouths, each mouth describing a different part of this pastime, and going on for 7 kalpas, means millions of years. Millions of years. He could not completely describe this pastime. So what to speak of someone like me trying to describe it in 3 evenings? Forget it. But anyway, it's sort of the best we can do under the circumstances. But if some regular poet tries to quickly throw together a few verses describing the Govardhan Leela, he won't be able to. He'll end up just in despair because of being unable to describe the pastime appropriately. So now all this is going on. That's all sort of the nice things that are going on. There are some other things going on which were not so nice. And that was particularly the Samvartaka clouds. Yeah, Samvartaka and Samvartaka's friends, the clouds. They're pouring incessant rain combined with hurricane winds. But then they saw that all of this, whatever they're just unleashing on the hill, is having no effect. It's just not affecting the hill at all. So, but rather, the hill was glowing with transcendental pleasure. Not even a single particle of dust had been washed off the hill. Not just one little, little tiny piece of dust had been washed off the hill. And the animals were completely unaffected. Not even one of the leaves on the trees had fallen to the ground. And the Samvartaka cloud and his associate clouds, they saw this. And they're doing their best. It's such an inundation, it's enough to just destroy the universe, actually. And it's all focused on this little area, the Vrindavan region. And it's having no effect. So they became more determined. We're going to rain even harder. So they were raining like they were vomiting. Like they were vomiting. And then they would rush back to the ocean to suck up more water and come and vomit it out again. Not just sort of rain it, but just, an inundation over Vraja. And these clouds became exhausted. And some of them went back to Indra and said, "No, we can't do any more. Please let us stop." But Indra, they begged him, "Let us stop." But he ordered them, "No, you get out there again and you rain more." Some of those clouds almost died. I don't know if you've seen a dead cloud before. Some of them practically died. I mean, they all cried. And some of them practically died. So this all was going on. And it's just, it's really extreme. It's extremely extreme. Yeah. So after a week, like 6.5 days, put it that way, Indra decided, let me go to Vraja and let me just see what the destruction and devastation is like. So he went there. He thought he'd see everything totally devastated, all the living entities dead. But when he arrived, he saw everything was very nice. The peaks of Govardhan Hill were just glittering there in the sunlight, piercing their peaks. Govardhan's peaks were piercing through the Samvartaka clouds and rising well above them. And all the animals and birds and the deer and so on, who were on top of the hill, they were just wandering around on top of the hill very happily and just eating some grass and so on like that. And in fact, the rain, rather than destroy things, it seemed to enhance the beauty of Govardhan. And so Indra, seeing this, he couldn't believe it. But he didn't see any people. He thought, where is everyone? And he looked under the hill. He saw all the Brijbasis there surrounding Krishna, who was holding the hill on the little finger of his left hand. And, it was just like a picturesque, beautiful scene. And nothing at all even vaguely like what he was expecting or hoping to see, in his horrible way. So, Jiva Goswami says, incredulous and overcome with confusion, Indra became stricken with self-doubt. He wondered, how can this little boy do this? Who is he really? The Brijbasis say he's the Supreme Lord. Is it true? What is the situation? What have I done? Have I committed a really terrible, terrible offense? I think we may have all, or some of us, or one of us, may have committed an offense sometime. Anyone commit an offense before? Not really? Oh, we got one here. If you want to know, you can ask. I'm sure all of you are just offenseless. But how about, you talk about committing offenses. What about if you've committed an offense, did you ever, devotees, try to kill someone? And I don't mean a mosquito. I mean a human being. You didn't try? You sure? But he's now suddenly, but step by step, realizing that it looks like I have actually committed an incredible offense, inconceivably vast offense, like just unimaginably terrible, horrible, horrific offense. Oh my God. So Indra became stunned in anxiety. And then Srila Jiva Goswami makes very interesting point. Listen to this. I mean, maybe you're not really aware of it. But as Indra's there kind of paralyzed with doubt and anxiety, a yaksha came. Yakshas sort of like marginal demigods, something like that. They're higher level, higher than just regular humans, very powerful people, but they tend to be associated, at least sometimes, with demons. Yeah, and this yaksha appeared, and he approached Indra, and he said that, dear Lord Indra, I have a letter for you from Kamsa. Now we all know who Kamsa was, yes. He was the king he was sort of more or less king of the universe, because he had defeated Indra. Kamsa was not just a powerful king on this planet who overpowered other kings on this planet. He had defeated Indra, and he had defeated other demigods. So Kamsa was extremely powerful, very, very powerful. So this yaksha came and said that to Lord Indra, I have a message for you from Kamsa. And of course, Indra knew very well that Kamsa is a demon. He's a big demon. So in the letter, Kamsa said, "O Indra, I, Kamsa, offer my respects to your lotus feet. He didn't expect to hear that. Because Kamsa was his sworn enemy, being one of the leading members of the community of demons in the universe who regularly attack and harass the demigods. So why should Kamsa suddenly be glorifying Indra? So then, Kamsa in his letter said that I am No, you must cry. Don't just speak garbled child talk anyway. Okay. So, Kamsa said, I am sincerely interested in your welfare and filled with affection for you. And Indra's thinking, what is this? What's he talking about? Yes, Kamsa said, I want to tell you I'm very happy with the actions you've undertaken against Krishna. This is very good. So what is the necessity of accepting sacrifices from these cowherds? Taking your permission, we will perform sacrifices to you for your pleasure. This is Kamsa, one of the heads of the demons. And glorifying Indra for attacking Krishna. So Indra, now he's already doubtful. Suddenly he realizes, it's a fact. It's a fact. I have just done something absolutely, you could not calculate how horrible what I have done is. It's just beyond calculation. So Indra then went from doubt to conviction, completely convinced. I have made an extremely serious mistake and an extremely serious offense. I have tried to kill Krishna, who is my Lord, and Radharani, and all the Brijbasis, and the cows. I've tried to kill them all. What sort of offense is this? It's just, it's way beyond comprehension, the degree of the offense. So, now, let me just tell you a bit of the chronology. So the puja, the Govardhan puja, took place on the first day of the waxing moon. You understand waxing? It means now the moon is coming up to full moon. Full moon to full moon is a lunar month. Starts with full moon, goes down for approximately 2 weeks, and then there's sort of like no moon. And in fact, it's doing that now. It's almost right down. And then that's waning, going down. Then waxing means coming up for 2 weeks until the full moon, which is the beginning of the next lunar month. So on the first day of the waxing moon, when it just starts coming up, that's when the Govardhan puja took place. Then on the second day, what happened on the second day? Devotees. Bratri Dvitiya. You remember that from yesterday. All the girls had to cook for all the boys. Oh yeah. And you remember how Madhu Mangal reacted. He told Krishna, you remember, My dear Lord, you can do anything. You're all-powerful. So my request of you, as a Brahmin, my request to you is, make every day Bratri Dutiya. So that was the second day. Then for 1 week, from the third day till the 9th, the storm was raging. And now, then on the 10th day, the storm finished. Krishna put the hill down. Well, everyone came out. Krishna put the hill down. And the Brijbasis glorified Krishna. But on that same 10th day, this is now when Indra is having this extremely heavy realization of what he's actually done and what the implications are. It's just completely, totally inconceivable. So in his heavenly planet, Lord Indra was completely devastated because now he is actually comprehending the extent of his offenses. So Jiva Goswami describes Indra despairing, overpowered by grief, and uncontrollably crying in anguish, resolved to take his own life. Indra decided to commit suicide. So he's the king of heaven, he's extremely wealthy. He has this dagger, it's like a stabbing knife with jeweled handle and, just something very amazing. So he took that dagger and with both hands he was holding it to just drive it into his heart and commit suicide. When who should just suddenly appear on the scene but his chief priest and guru, Brihaspati. And so Brihaspati approached Indra as Indra is holding this knife and is like holding it almost to his chest. He's about to just push it in and that's going to be that. But then Brihaspati came and chastised him. Indra, you've become insane. There's no need for you to commit suicide because you're already worse than dead. Yeah. Because you were intoxicated with pride, you terrorized the gentle. You have offended the Supreme Lord and his devotees. So you can never be happy. Just as trees cannot flourish without the moon. So poor old Lord Indra, he's just lost. He's just lost completely. And he begs Brihaspati, please, you must help me. Do something. I have performed a despicable act. Please instruct me. Tell me what I can do. How can I make up for this, for my offenses? And in this way overcome my distress. And Brihaspati thought for some time. He really thought about it for a while. And he said, when such abominations occur, only Lord Brahma can help. So you must take shelter of Lord Brahma. So off went Lord Indra to Brahmaloka and spoke to Lord Brahma. And when he spoke, because this pastime takes place not long after the Brahma Vimohana Leela, if you're familiar with that. The pastime when Lord Brahma becomes bewildered and steals the cowherd boys and the calves, which offended Krishna. That was a serious offense. And then Krishna brought all the Brahmas. You probably know that story. He brought all the Brahmas. And then our Lord Brahma, four-headed Lord Brahma, he could see these other Brahmas with 10 heads, 20, 100, 1,000, 1,000,000, 10 million heads. Number of heads is in relationship to the size of the universe they're managing. So Lord Brahma, he saw that, I thought I was a big man, but now I can see I'm a very small man. He's the smallest of the Lord Brahmas. So anyway, this had happened just shortly before this Govardhan Leela. But now Indra arrives there, and Indra, he's sort of trying to play it cool. Like, I've got a problem, but it's not so serious. But, anyway, I'd like a bit of help with it if you wouldn't mind. Well, it's not really that serious. So he tried to do like that. So Indra approached Lord Brahma and told him that, I heard that recently you offended Krishna by stealing his cowherd boys and calves. Well, somehow or other I've done something similar. Can you tell, what did you do? What did you do to overcome this offense of yours? And Lord Brahma, very grave, very serious, replied, yes, it is a fact that I offended the Lord, but not like what you have done. Yeah. I just stole some of his associates, but you have directly tried to kill him, along with all the Brijbasis and all the cows. Such offenses are not easily nullified. And Brahma says, wise people block their ears when they hear such topics. But there is something you can do. Shastra tells us that that the cows are very dear to Krishna. Yes, when the cows are pleased, Krishna becomes pleased. So to be forgiven by Krishna, who loves and protects the cows, you should worship Surabhi, the Surabhi cow, the mother of all cows. Bring her here, and I'll ask her to help you. This is Lord Brahma saying. Because on his planet Indraloka, Lord Indra has a Surabhi cow. One Surabhi cow. So Brahma says, bring her here. I will ask her to help you. So Indra went back to Indraloka, spoke to Surabhi, and appealed to her, can you please come to Brahma Loka with me? Lord Brahma wants to speak to you. But understanding the situation, Surabhi refused. She would not go. She wouldn't go. But eventually she agreed. So she went to Brahma Loka. Lord Brahma asked her to go with Indra and appeal to Krishna on his behalf. So now, devotees, the next day, what day was all this happening? On the 10th day. The next day is Ekadasi. On the Ekadasi day, Krishna was walking on top of Govardhan Hill, looking to see if the hill was damaged through the terrible storm. So Indra couldn't approach him. Just couldn't do it. So Surabhi sort of coached him. Look, see how Krishna is smiling at us? He's glancing at us from the corner of his eyes. It seems he's showering his mercy upon us. So you should go and fall down before him like a stick and please him with heartfelt words of repentance. If you do that, well, if a sincerely regretful person bows down before the person he offended, then his humble remorse makes even an ordinary person feel merciful. And what to speak of a wonderful and noble person like Krishna. So you do that. And after you've done that, Surabhi, because she talks, I will then come, and I'll speak to him myself. So then Indra approached Lord Krishna and offered obeisances at the 2 lotus flowers of the Lord's feet. As he did so, the Lord's toenails sparkled more brilliantly than the jewels in Indra's crown. Indra wept, and his tears fell on the Lord's toenails, which then glistened like a row of moons. Yes. So to Indra's surprise, Lord Krishna said, to Indra's surprise, Lord Krishna said, and you'll be surprised to hear this, listen to this. O my dear King of the demigods, what is this unfathomable fatherly mercy which you are showing to me? This is Krishna speaking. He is apologizing to Indra. Yes, because I'm just a child, I'm ignorant, yet I am sinful for having stopped your sacrifice. Still you've come here to shower your mercy upon me. So when Indra heard this, he was unable to speak. He just placed his folded palms to his head out of embarrassment and just collapsed in front of Lord Krishna. And then he offered prayers, which are in the Bhagavatam, taking shelter of Krishna. So then, isn't that amazing? Krishna apologized to Indra. Yes. What a special person Krishna is. So then Surabhi came, the Surabhi cow, and she spoke very important verse because she's the mother of all the cows. So on behalf of all the cows, she made a request to Krishna. This is Bhagavatam, 10th canto, chapter 27, verses 19 and 20. 10:27, 19 and 20. O Krishna, Krishna, greatest of mystics, O soul and origin of the universe, you are the master of the world, and by your grace, O infallible Lord, we have you as our master. You are our worshipable deity. Therefore, O Lord of the universe, for the benefit of the cows, the Brahmins, the demigods, and all other saintly persons, you please become our Indra. Because up to this point, Lord Indra has been the deity of the cows. But after this whole storm incident trying to kill the cows don't want to have a connection with them any longer. So Surabhi on their behalf prays, you please become our Indra, become our Lord, our deity. So now this happened. If you're familiar with Govardhan Hill, on the western side. If you know where Surabi Kund is, you know where Surabi Kund is. Anyway, on the western side. Yes. So that is where Indra and Surabi met Krishna. Then what they did, they went around to the other side, where currently Govinda Kund is. And then there was a great Abhishek performed for Krishna. Everybody was there. Lord Brahma, the four Kamas, Lord Shiva, Parvati, Narada Muni, Kartikeya, and just all the important personalities of the universe. Varuna was there, holding an umbrella over the Lord. Vayu, the Lord of the winds, was there, fanning him with a chamara. The full moon was there in the form of a jewel-encrusted mirror, so the Lord could see his face nicely. And just all these amazing persons were there. All the sacred oceans, rivers, and kunds in the universe were there in personified forms with pots of water to do Abhishek for Krishna. Bhumi was there with all types of wonderful colored earths in a jeweled box, and so on and so forth. All the goddesses of the Himalayas and Mount Sumeru came. Gandhamadana mountain was there. And it's a long story actually. So they did this bathing ceremony for Krishna. And all the liquids, there was no Govinda Kund at that point, but there was like a sort of indentation in the ground, big. And all the Charanamrita from the bathing of Krishna accumulated there. And that's what Govinda Kund is. So, yes, like this, all sorts of amazing people were there, and they made all sorts of amazing offerings. Yes. So, devotees, listen to this. When everything was finished, and the demigods and other celestial personalities had left, they just left all the paraphernalia there. At the end, they offered arti. And anyway, just hear the description. So all the cowherd boys were there watching. And then when all the demigods went, leaving everything, the cowherd boys came and picked up all the paraphernalia, and they offered arti to Krishna again. Agni had offered agapati, incense, but not your normal incense you buy from the Indian supermarket down the road. This incense was like, longer than 6 feet long, and it was like this thick. Agabati, made of aga wood. I don't know if you've ever experienced aga wood. If you've had sandalwood, you would know it's fragrant. But aga wood is much more fragrant than sandalwood. Yeah. So he was, Agni, the Lord of Fire, was offering that agabati. So the boys now, they're offering arti sort of simultaneously with all different things to Krishna. And Lord Brahma had a chamara, But this chamara was about, like this, wider than this wide. And the solid gold handle was like this thick. And we're talking about something completely extra dimensional. But Brahma just left it. So anyway, Nanda Maharaj came and saw all this incredible paraphernalia that the boys are sort of playing with, offering arati to Krishna. So he asked Madhu Mangal, what happened? What is this? And in a loud voice, that's Madhu Mangal. He always speaks in a loud voice. Madhu Mangal said, "Oh, Nanda Maharaj, please listen. I will explain everything. First, there was this cow which was speaking. Then someone with 1,000 eyes offered dandavat obeisances. Then a white elephant with 4 trunks came, took some water from heaven and sprayed it on everyone. Then a man with fire coming out of his head, that's Agni, offered this agabati. You see this giant agabati. He was offering that. Then there was a man, because he doesn't really know who these people are. There was another man, he had 4 heads. So the man with 4 heads was offering this chamara. Then there was another man with 5 heads. This is Panchamukhi Shiva. Was offering the peacock fan while reciting prayers. And then they bathed your son, and then off they went, and that's what happened. Okay. So Nanda Maharaj was just dumbfounded. He didn't know what to think. But that sort of comes to the end of the pastime. Except there's another phase to the Govardhan Leela. Is that at the end of the Abhishek and the end of the Arati and the end of the whole program, Lord Indra, as Bhagavatam describes, approached Krishna and asked, "Can I go now? Is everything okay? Can I go now?" And Krishna didn't say anything. He just gestured with his head. It's like, just get out of here. Just go. So Indra went. A feeling, it looks like he's satisfied and, I can put this behind me. But he couldn't put it behind him, Lord Indra. He was just, every day he was in anxiety and just crying and just feeling so bad because of his massive offenses. But sometimes he would think, well, it seemed the Lord was satisfied, so I guess it's okay, I can carry on. But he couldn't just carry on. Too much anxiety. So he didn't know what to do. But then the Surabhi cow came and told him, you know what? I know a place, a special place, where people who have committed offenses can go and get special forgiveness. Because there in that special place, there is a special form of Krishna who is especially merciful, even more merciful than Krishna. So I can take you to that place. I know where the place is. And I will teach you the mantra of that form of Krishna. And he'll come, and if you beg forgiveness from him, he will forgive you completely, and you'll feel like that's it. It's all over. So she took him to Navadweep, to Govardhan Dweep. It's one of the 9 islands. And there was a giant banyan tree. And the Surabi cow stood underneath the banyan tree. So that place is called Surabi Kunj. And she told Indra, she took Indra and she told Indra, you just stand here under this tree and you just chant this mantra. Simple mantra, but you just chant and you just keep chanting and you just don't stop chanting until he appears. And what was that mantra? Good try. Good boy. The mantra was Gauranga! 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 And Lord Gauranga appeared. And Indra just threw himself at the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya and just stayed there, prostrated on the ground. And then Lord Chaitanya picked him up. And Lord Indra started apologizing. And Lord Gauranga, Lord Chaitanya just embraced him and told him, it's all right, you are forgiven now. Yeah. So then, after a little while, Indra went back to the heavenly planets, feeling basically satisfied. So that's the end of the Govardhan Leela. Just a, encapsulated, shortened version. But that's the pastime. Shri Giri Govardhan Ke. Shri Giri Govardhan Ke. Shri Giri Govardhan Ke. Shri Govardhan Leela Ke. Gaur Premanande.